everyone. I am extra excited today. We've got Vince Dilley, who will be speaking at the upcoming November Summit in Orlando for the DEO. So, Vince, do you want to give the folks listening a little bit of an introduction about what, where you're from and what you do?
Yeah, we're based in Utah, headquartered in Utah, have offices in Utah and Colorado. I cut my teeth buying dental offices back in 2012, focused on reactivating patients for struggling offices and rehabilitating offices that were mismanaged or underperforming. So we've done 27 transactions so far. We're at 21 locations. We've bought a few, or we sold a couple. We've merged a few. And yeah, we're, I think, right around 45 dentists altogether so far. So yeah, that's a little bit about us. Based in Utah, like I said, and trying to expand in the Western states right now.
So we're going to be talking about doubling your, growth, your production, your revenue, and one of the lowest hanging fruits is this idea of reactivation. Now, you probably are one of the most uniquely qualified people, I'd say, in the whole DSO world to do this because you started out. I mean, your kind of dental group started out doing this, right? Maybe you can tell folks how you started out.
Yeah, I entered the DSO space a little differently. In fact, I had no idea what a DSO was when I first started this whole thing. So yeah, I bought a company in 2010 that does patient reactivations for dental offices, and it was called Platinum Recall. And we had a few people actually using Skype phones from home. It worked from home before it was cool, right? People were working from home, calling and reactivating overdue hygiene patients for dentists as a service. And bought that company, built it up in 2012, started going out there and identifying practices that needed help in management. And that was the model, is buy them cheap and try to help get them back on their feet by reactivating their patient base that was sitting in there. We called them $1 million filing cabinets at the time. So a bunch of patients in the office, but focused on reactivating. So our business has been built on recall.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about, doubling growth and, this idea of a leaky bucket. How do you work the phones better? How do you reactivate patients better? So what are some of the things you're planning on talking about at the talk?
Yeah, we're going to show some of our dashboards, some of our metrics, the things that we measure, the things that we look at. What are benchmarks for success when it comes to the call center, or the support center, as we call it, and what are benchmarks for success, and managing all the aspects of that. I mean, it's you got to balance the labor side of it versus the conversion ratios. So we'll talk a little bit about how to best staff for a call center so that you can optimize that. Probably get into a little bit of some of our conversion tricks, things that we do that are probably a little unique in making sure that we get a high number of answer rates and then high conversion once they do answer the phone.
Well, not only have you been working on this for, 9-10 years now, but things are changing right now, and you're completely on top of it, figuring out what's going to work. So what are some of the trends you're seeing in this space lately?
Yeah, so cancellations for sure ticked up. We're starting to see them tick down a little bit now, but they're still much higher than they were pre-COVID. Last minute cancellations and cancellations ahead of time as well. So that's really where we've been focused a lot, is rescheduling these patients, and our reschedule rate wasn't one of the rates that we looked at most often. It was mostly conversion rates through outbound calls. But now we're really focused on, hey, when patients call to cancel, how well are we rescheduling those patients, and why are they canceling, and then why, what can we offer them so that they don't cancel, right? So that we can schedule another appointment for them out into the future. So, but yeah, we're definitely seeing a trend of higher cancellations, and that becomes a big part of your leaky bucket. Right now, I think we pre-appoint every patient that comes through the office at about a 93% rate at the future. But we're seeing fallout in that cancellation bucket. So it's what I call the trap door.
Absolutely. I mean, this is industry wide too, and you guys just happen to be seeing it, across a lot of patients, across a lot of offices. So we're going to hear kind of what you're learning, what's working. All right. So Vince, somebody's watching this, they're on the fence. They're like, I might go come see you guys in November. What advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about coming to this event and maybe even in attending this talk here?
Oh yeah, you guys, you've got to go. First of all, the DEO puts on a best in class show. If you haven't been to a DEO event, they're the best in class, and everybody from just starting a DSO to those who have built some of the biggest DSOs in the country are there. And the networking opportunities are amazing. The speakers are amazing. But ultimately, I mean, coming out of COVID, we've been really isolated. You know, I was able to attend my first live event last week, and I tell you what, it felt really good to get back out there and talk to people, and brought back some pearls that I didn't have before, and we're implementing them in our DSO. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the DEO, big fan of getting out and networking, and these guys put on the best show there is. So you guys should definitely go out.
Awesome. Well said. Well, we're lucky to have you. We're excited, and come see us out there November 11th through 13th in Orlando. And yeah, we're gonna help people double their growth. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Jake.
All right.